Hey everybody, this is Dr. Jesse Jackson III, best-selling author and facilitator of the Don't Kick 'Em Out book and training series. Bestseller, very proud of it. And with our follow-up, suspension is no longer an option. 12 steps to change negative student behavior. What are we going for here? We know we are living in a suspension ban era where they've taken, in many states, that option away to suspend students and think it doesn't matter whether we think it's right or wrong. I don't support that personally. However, when you start reviewing the referrals, you start seeing like, okay, you know why you have to do it, because a lot of it is getting absolutely ridiculous. Like, take for example, I was in a situation where I had to stop it. It legitimately got into a heated debate of whether where a kid should be suspended for not having supplies in elementary school. Now, first of all, I am vigilant towards kids not having their supplies. I will not accept that. And so what I learned in my journey is I have to teach the behavior I want to see, set the standard, pound, non-negotiation. The question is, do you suspend the kid for not having their supplies? So in one of these districts, their suspensions were literally out of control for no supplies. That doesn't make sense. Now, there is a standard, have your supplies, but key, we teach it. You can't come in here without your supplies. See, there's a standard. See, we teach it, then we hold the standard. Where's your supplies? We're checking at the door. Where's your supplies? We're checking at the door. See, there's the standard, and there's the difference. This district, high suspension rates due to no supplies. So that is a very bad approach to something that makes absolutely no sense. We understand what you're saying, and you're totally right. However, if you understand the system that we're living in, which means the poverty culture of the disconnect in the value of education, that doesn't come back unless it's taught. It's not assumed. We can't assume people understand the importance of bringing your supplies to school. So it makes it a wrong approach on our part to assume, because that is a middle class value and a value of me and you, and we were taught it, and it was a standard 25 years ago, 30 years ago, that's what's going on now, because it's clearly not. You'll go to school and you see tons of kids come to school, no backpack, no nothing, come here hands free. Like, where are you going? To the club? What'd you come here to do? Well, we understand. One person helped me understand this. One person, I asked a group of teachers, I said, what is the why is education important? And the lady said, education is the foundation of your life. I said, you're not wrong, but you're incomplete, because to us and our culture and where we come from in working middle class culture, education is a foundation. It is a way out. Well, in this new 50-year poverty culture where entitlement has become a part of it, now a lot of our kids legitimately are dealing with the reality of survival as the most important thing. So it's not that we're wrong, it is incomplete. We can't put that before understanding that I'm here. So the goal of a smart teacher, of a smart program, is to know the right approach. A lot of teachers get offended because the middle class was born and lives under this notion of right and wrong. I don't. I live under right and appropriate. So there's a lot of things that are right, it's not appropriate. Are you right to kick a kid out for not having supplies? Yes. Is it appropriate? No, it's not. It's right. You're totally right. Appropriate? No. It doesn't. It's not there. Do you see the difference? See, I don't live under that right and wrong. That's going to get you beat. And a lot of us get stuck right at our middle class ideology and values. That doesn't work, man. That to see the world that way will limit you, and it really makes you frustrated. So a wrong approach. So you have to know what I'm trying to teach this generation of teachers is the right approach, the winning approach, as we say. What is your approach that will get production? We're not trying to do right and wrong. I'm trying to do appropriate. I'm trying to find out what's appropriate for this situation. Is this appropriate? Appropriate. Another wrong approach. So when we deal with issues in education, we deal with issues like, so let's look at the behavior chart, right? And so you take something like a wrong approach, say to fighting. Everybody who knows me knows I ban fighting, right? Now, however, at elementary, that's going to look different. In junior high, it's going to look different. In high school, it's what I said. Ban. Not going to happen, right? consequence legitimately that you're going to feel. A lot of people don't like that. You got to figure this out about me right now. I don't care. I'm not going for feelings or popularity. See, once you've been in that juvenile facility with murders, people that have shot people and taken folks' lives, carjacked them and thrown newborn babies out of a moving vehicle, and you done looked in the soul of a killer who the judge asked you to rehabilitate, you get real direct, because you understand when you're dealing with people, it's no games. See, I had some of those families that my boys hurt in that jail. I had them people confront me. And they said, Jackson, who you think you are? You think you saying he healed? And I said, no, ma'am, no, I didn't. No, I can't tell you that to your face. What did you do for him that make you think he should get out? First of all, I'm not saying I think he should get out. I'm reporting what I know I gave him. And I gave him a conscience and an education on my watch. That's all I can vouch for. They respect that. You know what I'm saying? They respect that. So I'm just giving to you as it is. Everybody else is trying to play politics and make stuff feel good and play around with people. I'm done with that. In my world, people die. In my world, people get hurt. In my world, I got people that do the wrong thing, that try to aggressively act out on the teacher. So when I highlight that threats, physical assaults, and saying you're going to hurt somebody and do this, and I say it's the no-fly zone and that's the administrative code, I mean that, because we're not going to play with no kid. So you got to hear me. I am telling you, I'm not playing. But then when we go into the stuff that in the past would get you out, we're saying, let's look at what really just happened. And if we do that, we'll get a better outcome. So a wrong approach, you'd say, so a wrong approach to fighting, and I see a lot of buildings do it. A wrong approach to fighting is you talk to the kid and send them back to class. That's a wrong approach. Where's the rehabilitation? See, here's what's got to be here. Reflection, rehabilitation, reentry. So exactly how you talking to them in the principal's office and they just exchange some punches and 1 minute later, this has happened at a school of mine. This has happened. A kid has an all-out brawl, sits in the office, tells every kid in the office what he just did, and then gets sent back to class. So why exactly am I breaking the fight up, demanding this kid be sent home and sanctions, but you just talk to him and send him back because you want to fluff your numbers and say you have no suspensions? But now notice, you're an F school, you got the worst test scores in the state, but you have no referrals. You know why? Because the government got on your head and said disproportionality. So you lose your mind and stop suspending everybody. So you're leading us to believe nothing's going on here. That's the wrong approach. See, the wrong approach is not, you got to understand, wrong approach to behavior problems. When we deal with behavior issues, when we deal with profanity and we say, kids, watch your mouth, wrong approach. Until the kid understands why they talk like that and a new way and some new language introduction, how will profanity be flushed out of the situation? Until a kid understands why, how do we grow? I'm having too many teachers that are doing what I'm saying, get great results and seeing people results. I know this is it. This is how we rehabilitate. This is how people get better. People do not get better under the auspice of policy and theory. If you violate those rules, it will be paperwork. Period. If you are willfully defying me, don't like me, don't listen to me, disrespect me, I have got to find the page with this kid. If I don't, I just essentially delay my time of having to deal with it. The same rain falling on me and you both. So you can't come to me like, say, Jackson. No, I'm dealing with the same stuff you dealing with. I'm dealing with the same kids. And I'm dealing with the same foolishness. And I know what I'm going to tolerate and I know when not. I know when I'm like, nope, that's not going to work in here. You need to go see your principal. And I know when I got to know when to get at a kid a little bit. Like, okay, what do you mean when you say that? Woo, woo, woo. Okay, well, what you mean? Woo, woo, woo. And I know when to, it's a learning time and I got to get that straight in front of these kids. And then I know, hey, dude, you too far. You need to go talk to your principal. That's something I can work on. And I have grown as a teacher. I have grown in my working with the kids, I have grown. I've consistently gotten better. And that's all I'm asking you to do, because that's all we can control. I do know if you let them treat you that way, they will. You got to understand, when this stuff is happening, there must be reflection. What are we going to do to help you become a better person? And then how are you going back in that situation? If that's not there, you have taken the wrong approach to behavior. I'm here for you. I'm telling you only what I know. I'm not doing opinions. Opinions are irrelevant. That's fact. If you haven't read Don't Kick 'Em Out, you are doing yourself a disservice. It's the most straightforward thing. This is it. This is gonna be here 20 years from now being referred to, because it's about dealing with people. It's no theory. It's no policy. It's not a come and go. This is how to deal with people. If you got a better, people problems require people answer. And that's all we provide. Dr. Jackson, I'll see you in the next video.